24, I believe. And I think that's 24 minutes for LeBron James. When has he had that less minutes? But you're right, Geeter. I think after the Utah game, the Lakers figured out they need to get back to the basics. The defense has always been pretty good, even in some of those losses, but they were connected tonight as a team. Steph Curry, I thought they didn't let him get going. The head of the snake, when he can't get going, that means everybody else is kind of, not going to be stymied a little bit. But the defense was outstanding. The way they moved the ball, steals, getting to the free throw line. I mean, it was a really complete game tonight against the Warriors.
Yeah, you always remember your last game against your opponents, and they say, okay, we're not going to have a repeat performance. They came out, they jumped on them early, they jumped on them in the second quarter, they jumped on them in the third quarter, they just jumped all over on this team. And when you're playing guys like this, especially a team that can shoot like the Warriors, you got to stay on them. And the way they played Steph tonight was marvelous. They need to keep doing it every time they do play him.
Yeah, make sure they tell Markieff I picked him tonight.
Take your shot. Markieff Morris went for 13 and 8 and was picked by Big Game James Worthy. Also had a season-high assists in 4. He's standing by with Mike Trudell.
All right, Markieff Morris, this one was over early. What did you guys do in that first quarter to set the tone and create that big margin in the scoring column there?
We just played hard. We remember getting up big last time we played them, and those guys coming back late in the game. So we wanted to make our mark early and just keep our foot on the neck throughout the game.
It's a third straight start for you with AD still out, Markieff. What is the area of focus for you when you're in this specific starting lineup next to LeBron, next to Mark in that front court?
Just
James and Markieff, during that playoff run, right, that's where you guys got the job done. How have you been able to sustain the defense even without AD, who, of course, is so impactful on that end?
Just emphasizing it more. We got a lot of veteran guys that can actually do it, man. This is our first time playing together. We almost halfway through the season. We are halfway through the season, and we just keep trying to get better every day. We emphasize on the little things, and we're just preparing for later on in the season.
One thing that happens when you get a lead that big, you get a chance for all the young guys to get out there, Markieff. Just wondered if anything stood out to you as those guys got that burn in the fourth quarter.
It's more so like we kind of play pickup every day, so it's kind of like that. A lot of these guys, a lot of us play a lot, so a lot of us are in shape. It's just normal, a normal practice day when those guys are in the game.
All right, Markieff, appreciate the time, man.
No doubt.
All right, Markieff Morris, I do want to talk about him because I thought he had a great night. But, James, you brought up something, the number 24. We always equate that to Kobe Bryant. But when it comes to LeBron James, it's the minutes that he played tonight. It's a season low. It's also the third lowest for him in a Laker uniform. On Christmas, when he got hurt a couple seasons ago, he played 21 minutes, but he got hurt, okay? Last year, he played 15 minutes against the Sacramento Kings, in the bubble, right before the playoffs started. Mm-hmm. So this really, James, if you think about it, was his lowest number. And that's why I think I was so impressed with the way this team played. LeBron needed a night like this. The team needs a night like this. And he was playing off ball, Rob talked about a lot today, too. It was just nice to see.
Yeah, it was nice to see him allow Shooter to handle the ball a little bit, take some rest on him. So I like to get involved, and he did his thing. He led by example, and then 24 minutes, he got the rest.
This is one of those games where you, as a coach, you said, come here, LeBron, let me show you something. And look at your efficiency when you played off ball. Mm-hmm. Look how much energy you had to intercept that pass and go down and use the speed. And these little things as a coach that says, there can be times where we want you on the ball. There's going to be times where we want you off the ball. Right now is the time we want you off the ball as we cruise into the All-Star break so you can load manage during the game. I know you're not tired. But this is the way to get you some rest within a game.
Defensively, he's been pretty incredible the last 2 games, too, in terms of the steals and the blocks and just that defensive leadership, really taking over that role with Anthony Davis out. I want to show you guys something. I called it a next to flawless first half when you look at what the Lakers were able to do. I mean, they hit 9 threes, plus 29 point differential. It's the 73 points, big game. That's the most in any half this year.
Yeah.
They were 30 rebounds in. That's their season high for the year and a half. They were plus 13 in the rebounding category. 15, James, that means they're sharing the basketball. Just really incredible when you look at that performance right there.
Yeah, that's championship quality basketball. And let's face it, it's almost half season. We don't make excuses, because the whole league has gone through this, pretty much what the Lakers have gone through. But fatigue did set in about a week ago or 9 days ago. It was just there without AD and without Shooter. LeBron was just carrying the load. And so I think, we talked about, Pope talking about his legs were a little tired. And so I think they rebooted and kind of rejuvenated, and now they're getting ready to go into the All-Star break on a good note, get a little break, come back. Hopefully AD will be back and they'll be fresh, because right now they're playing the kind of quality basketball that will be conducive to when AD comes back.
Yeah, you find energy where you can. With Schroeder back, he brings a lot of energy from the defensive end to the offensive end, so you've got to appreciate the way he picks guys up in the backcourt and make them work.
It truly is still Big Game James's birthday weekend, because I have another gift for him. LeBron James is speaking with Mike and the media.
Hey, LeBron, what was the key defensively, not just tonight, but going back to that Portland game? Has there been something that's worked collectively there on that end?
One thing about it, we do a good job of taking our film sessions and applying it to the game situation. I think tonight in the Portland game was two of those instances where we knew that we didn't play the way we're capable of defensively, and we watched a lot of film. We broke down some things, able to get on the floor as well at a practice facility and walk through some things, go over some things, and I think it's helped us the last two games.
I guess you could almost think of the same question with AD being out. If you guys just found finally, it's just they finally, right, about 5 games. If you found some sense of rhythm there and the guys knowing where they need to be and where they need to step up around you?
I think, yeah. I mean, listen, when you lose a mega piece like AD, it's going to take some time, both offensively and defensively, how we want to play, and and what's going to be our rhythm and how we get into our rhythm. And I think over the last few games, we've done a good job of trying to, this is where we're going to have the ball. This is how we're going to be effective. This is what we need to run, and how we're going to, benefit from one another. And I also think that, guys knowing when they're going to play, they knowing the rotations, things of that nature. So guys are just staying ready. Obviously, you always got to stay ready, but guys know their rotations, and it's worked out a lot for us.
Hey. LeBron, you told us that you were going to find a way to figure this thing out, because you always tweak your game to what your team needs. And the eye test for me the last couple of games is you play with more physicality and turning defensive plays into offensive opportunities. Has that been the game plan, or is that just what has presented itself these last couple of games?
It's my job to, like you said, to figure it out, and on both sides of the floor. And I think defensively, I've just been a little bit more active. Trying to be in the right position where that it benefit our team, benefit myself. But I've just been flying around, and it's helped out our team, and everyone's been flying around. It's helped me out as well too. So I'm definitely not okay with losing, and so it's my job to figure it out what's going to be the best for our team, and we've done a good job of that the last 4 games.
Dan? LeBron, before the game, I asked you to kind of, he's an expert in front of his team, right? He's done it as player, as a coach, a bunch of different times. He said that he thought this might be the hardest circumstance, with no fans, with game check on each other, any team trying to do. Curious, when you look at this past month, what does that tell you about how tough this is going to be, and how do you think you guys kind of think through it?
It's been extremely tough. You have to literally self-motivate yourself every single day. And it's very tough because you're playing every other day, if not back-to-backs, and it's not much downtime. So, you have to motivate yourself. And, being here in California, like you said, us and SAC and Eclipse and GS, we don't have the luxury of having fans right now. I've been watching a lot of games of late, and there's been 1,500, 2,000, whatever the case may be in the fans, and it just gives you an extra boost. So I'm just waiting, hopefully sooner than later. I would love for us to start having fans here in California, especially here at Staples. It's just adds so much for us, and also to see our fans too. But it's very challenging, and like I said, you just gotta have that self-discipline and that self-motivation to know that you're going out there, and you just have to be able to use your teammates, use yourself, and to get the energy.
18 plus years, LeBron. What self-motivates you still?
Because at the end of the day, there's some kids out there that's still watching me. They're watching the way I play the game of basketball. They're reading the narrative of, will I be tired, or am I satisfied, and things of that nature. And I don't want to give them an excuse, no matter the circumstances. You still go out there and you still go out there and play as hard as you can. And, give your life to the game, because the game will give it back to you. So I understand I have a responsibility that's beyond myself when I hit the floor.
Okay, last three, Condon.
Hello, LeBron. Obviously, you guys played Portland in the playoffs last year, and Golden State's a team that you know well, and players that you know very well. Defensively, how much has that familiarity that you guys have, and perhaps you personally have with those players, played into the performances you've had?
Well, I mean, our coaching staff has done a great job of putting together a game plan, and we've just tried to execute that. I definitely got a lot of familiarity with, obviously, with GS, and some of the players that they have on the floor, because of the last 10 years, obviously. But also, with Portland and the series that we had with them not too long ago. But, for me, I kind of always try to keep myself, familiar with whoever we're playing by watching film and diving into things that they're going to do, and just to put my team in a position to be successful.
Is it kind of fun when some of your study pays off in those anticipation steals, blocks, things like that, where it's what you study, not what you see right in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it puts you in front of, it gives you an opportunity to be ahead of some plays as well. Some of it is read and react, and obviously, but, to be able to be in a position where you can, be there before the actual action takes place, because you've broke down the film and you watched it helps out a lot.
Feel warm?
Sound like some crutches, didn't it?
Hey, LeBron, this is going to be a little off topic, but obviously, 17 straight All-Star games for you. Do you, sorry, feedback. I'm wondering what you remember about your rookie year when you played in the Rookie Challenge in LA, and what that first All-Star weekend experience was like for you.
It was incredible. First of all, I'm a kid from Akron, Ohio, and I was in Los Angeles for my first All-Star game. And that was an incredible, moment for myself, for my family. To be here. Obviously, I wanted to be in the All-Star game. Still kind of irks me a little bit, but I got over it. It's just being here and being around Melo and D Wade and the rest of the guys, and just being a part of the festivities, something I watched my whole life. I was like, wow, how great it'd be to be a part of All-Star Weekend, and for it to be my rookie year, and for me to be in the rookie challenge. It was something that I probably will never forget. And I got an opportunity to wear some dope shoes that night too. The Zoom Generation 1 Wheats. That's one of my favorite sneakers of all time. So I was just hyped. So it's a long time ago. It's like the Miking drill. It's so long ago. So I'm happy though.
Last question, Rashawn.
Hey, LeBron, Coach Vogel talked, he went all the way back to those overtime games and how maybe some fatigue set in for you guys during that 4-game skid. How much was a night like tonight needed where, big win and you only have to play 24 minutes?
Well, I mean, you take it for what it is, and we was able to take care of business. So it allowed a lot of our big guys not to play many minutes, and yes, we played a lot of minutes because of so many overtime games we've had this year. But you take advantage when you can. You prepare as if you got to play 48, and you let the game dictate the game. So tonight was not needed. It was half of 48 for myself, and I'll take it. So now it's time to start preparing for Tuesday. Appreciate it.
This gets the helpful Honda assist of the game. Genesee, our makeup artist, who was back tonight.
Oh, major assist.
That was good fit for you, wasn't it?
Shout out to Genesee.
Helpful Honda assist.
Thank you.
The Warriors scored the first point of the game and led for 12 seconds. The Lakers took the lead and never looked back. Frank Vogel just spoke with Mike.
You sure you guys aren't brother and sister?
Hey, Frank, what are the indicators for you that the defense is doing what you're looking for and kind of executing at a high level?
I think the communication and deflections are the first thing. How active we are weak side. We had last 2 games we're playing against players in Dame and Steph that require double teams constantly all night, So you really have to be active, and I think the communication and the deflections are the two biggest factors for me.
And then just generally without AD, LeBron was talking about, of course, it's going to take a little time to find the rhythm and for guys to know how much to step up and where. What have you seen on that front over these last two?
Yeah, we sort of tweaked and adjusted each game that's gone by, whether we're winning or losing, and just look for subtle ways to adjust what we're doing and find a little bit of a new identity. Obviously you lose somebody like Anthony, you change somewhat. So we're continuing to work through that, and we'll continue to adjust. And it's been great to have Dennis back in the lineup the last two games, give us a huge lift.
I think Dennis was something like plus 38, if I'm looking at that.
32.
Plus 32, just some absurd number. Most of it in the first quarter. Was it just his pace, you think, or sort of his overall sort of rush on both sides of the I don't know if that's a good word or not, but what was it?
Well, our starters played terrific. I think that's a part of it. Every time you look at a plus minus, it's it's the player, but it's also the group that he's out there with. And I think our starters had a mindset to make sure we took care of business against a team that stole one last time they were here, and really came out motivated in that first quarter.
Dave?
How do you feel about the job you do punching the clock when you win the game and you only have to play LeBron James 24 minutes?
I sleep better at night, that's for sure. We want to make sure that we're managing him the best we can. He wants to be in there, and you respect that about him. So you just got to make sure that as the games go by, you try to stay away from overtime. That's been the biggest problem with the minutes for us is all the overtime games that we've had. But you welcome nights like this where you can keep those minutes low.
Second in the West, Clippers taking on third in the East, Bucks. Lakers are now second in the West. That tells you how this one went. The Greek Freak drives in for the monster dunk. Bucks with a 10-point lead. Later in the third, tied up at 73. Kawhi with one of his own. Spinning, slamming. Clippers take a 2-point lead. Leonard finished with 25 points. Check this out. By the way, the Clippers were up 196 with over 4 minutes to go. They never scored again. They went 0 for 9 down the stretch. Giannis with a dunk dagger to make it 103-100. Bucks go on to win 105-100. 9-0 run to end it. Here are the standings. Clippers and Lakers and Suns all looking at each other there in the 2, 3, 4 spot. How about the Spurs having a nice year? Nuggets, Blazers, Warriors all sitting there at 6, 7, and 8. Jazz up at the top, feeling real good at 27 and 7. More to come.
Just in case, no, Houston.
Oh, is that what that meant? Thanks. Stop. Appreciate the clarity. Another double-double for Kyle Kuzma. He has grabbed 40 rebounds over his last 4 games. Speaking with Mike.
Hey, Cruz, what do you think you guys figured out defensively and just in general, rhythm-wise, of playing without AD over the course of the last couple of weeks that seems to show up more in these games against Portland and Golden State?
Man, we just got Dennis back. I think that's the biggest thing. We got, a ball hawk out there. Just another person that's, we were outside of, having AD and him out. Those are our two probably best defenders. So getting him back has really helped us out within pick and roll. Just having another person out there with great defensive instincts on that end has really helped us in something that we missed at the guard position. So, it's helped.
Hey, for you individually, it seemed like you were able to match the production that you were having as a starter, even though coming off the bench. How much is your mindset evolved to regardless of kind of starting, going back to the bench, back and forth as it's been for you the last couple of weeks?
Just because I just got to control what I can control. I can't control if I start, come off the bench, shoot the ball, whatever. I just control what I can control, and that's where I'm at right now.
Dave?
Because what do you think of Damian Jones' debut for you guys today?
Man, I think he's got a shot to be here if he can just do what he did out there. Be a lob threat, got a big time block. I don't know how many minutes he played, but might have been 7-8 minutes, but had 3 rebounds in that time, and that's a good rebounding rate. So if he can do those things in small stints, he's got a chance to be here.
There's flames for James. Rob's going to his wall.
Yeah, you know what thing?
You don't go flames unless you're excited about something.
Well, I'm excited, man. I can only do flames for some excitement. And the lake was on fire tonight, boy. That first half, woo-hoo. Well, that's some stuff back in the Showtime days with James Worthy. Right here, you see the backdoor cut. Right there, look at the pass out. The ball moving. Over to James's pick for the night. Bam, Twin knocks down the 3. Right here, look at Schroeder. You don't get the rebound. LeBron gets the rebound. Easiest offense rebound he's ever had. Passes to Twin. Twin's like, you know what? I'm a pump fake. And look what this guy Draymond Green is doing. He's not guarding Gasol. What do you do? Raise up, splash in the face, as we say in the streets. Right here, now Schroeder's controlling the offense. Look, it's pick and roll. Look at my man Trans. Takes the defense. Green bites again. What does he do, Geeter? He pump fakes and relocates for the 3 right there. Last one right here. Good contest by Kuz. Miss. Off to the race. Look at Schroeder. One of the fastest man in the game. Pulls up LeBron. LeBron says, you know what? Look at my man Trez. Everybody wants to stop LeBron. You know Draymond Green hates LeBron. He don't want to get a dunk. He goes over. He bites too far. Trez gets a dunk. Trez is so good at trailing no plays with LeBron. He's getting a lot of dunks, a lot of excitement. Who that right there?
That's Rob.
No, but who's that right there?
That is, by the way, your son.
That is my son. Right there. People don't know that, but that little Cam Warrior right there watching the game.
That's Cameron.
Yeah, that's Cam Warrior.
Oh, wait. Cam's huge now.
Yeah.
Little Cam.
Yeah. That's fun. You know what, though?
That's amazing. That's your
pretty cool.
Yeah. Little Rob's son.
When did you spot that was him? You knew from the beginning?
I knew from the beginning. But that's the first time I've ever seen it blown up like that where you can really see him that clear. So it's kind of cool. But you know what's funny?
I love seeing Kobe in the background.
Yes. Kobe there, Rick. Look at Shaq. Shaq's like, I shouldn't have missed the layup.
I missed the layup. His reaction has always cracked me up. All the Lexus. Virtual, it's pretty cool. 117-91, they shoot 47%. The Lakers with 11 threes. Season high in rebounds, plus 25. They have 60. Incredible. Also a season high in steals with 14. A season high 13 points for Alex Caruso on his 27th birthday. He's the GOAT. Let's go back to Staples. Speaking of Perez.
Hey, Alex, you guys were great from three-point range in that first half, 9 of 20. How important is that for you guys to kind of reestablish yourselves behind the arc like you did that first month of the season?
Yeah, it's just staying with the work. We talked every game since, we haven't shot well that, we're going to keep shooting, we're going to get good shots, and we just got to step up and knock them down. And we did so early tonight, and I think a lot of it was us just having good ball movement, having good synergy within the team, getting good shots. I don't think any of them were super highly contested. They're all kind of created from, from people passing to teammates and creating assists. So just got good offense, good shots, and they went in.
That's 2 games in a row now where you've held the opponent under 100. Obviously, no Anthony Davis. How important is that for you guys as a team to say, you know what, we need to clamp down defensively, and we've done it against 2 pretty good offenses?
Yeah, it's really just about us, being consistent, and that's an effort piece. That's a mental piece. That's a strategy, a game plan thing. It's just about us making sure that we're holding ourselves accountable. And like we said, we hit a little rough patch where we lost a couple games in a row, and we were just disconnected here or there on a couple possessions, and it led to more. So, we're really just trying to play it. Every possession's a new possession, and just play as hard as we can and live with the results. And I think we're doing a good job of that the last 2 games.
A lot has been made lately about LeBron's playing time. He had only 24 minutes tonight. That's a season low for him. What does that mean to you?
I don't know. We won the game. If he plays 24 minutes and we win, then I think that's a good thing.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Hey, let's go to Dave McMenamin. Hey, Alex, I asked Kuz about Damian Jones as well, and he said, if he does what he did tonight, like, he could stick around. I wanted to know what you felt about that screen he set for you to open up the lane for you the first time you guys took the court, and your first impressions of Jones.
Yeah, I've played against Damian a couple of years in college, so I know what he brings to the table. Great rebounder, shot blocker, lob threat, finisher around the rim, and I know he's a good dude, great teammate. So that that goes a long way with guys trying to make teams. And he went out and did what he does well. I think that's probably his best strength is he just kind of sticks to what he does well and tries to make the best of it. And like you said, came in and was productive tonight. And I mean, we haven't had any practices with him. He's had a couple meetings with the coaches to get a little bit of information, but other than that, just went out there and played hard. And I thought he did a great job.
So Damian Jones from the Phoenix Suns gets a 10-day contract, and you heard what Kuz said. Now you heard what Alex Caruso said. Both guys kind of praising him. Kuz said he's a guy that could stick. 8 points, dunk on a lob, block shot, exactly what the Lakers need in limited minutes. Just a guy that can give you that vertical threat, defend, set screens, get some rebounds.
You can tell he has a good IQ for the game, too, because he hasn't had any practice time. Mm-hmm. He stepped into the role, and we didn't tell you he was new to the team. You wouldn't know that because he played very well. He was blocking shots. I saw at one point where he was pointing out some guys and talking defensively. And I think when you do a moment like that, that lets the guys know that you're locked in, because defense is only going to win games for you. If you can talk to them and let them know what's going on, they're going to love you.
Yeah, big game. We get some crazy trade ideas, all of us, from friends or from people on social media. And really, the Lakers aren't looking for some huge name. You're not going to get a blockbuster trade. It's going to be a guy that fits a specific role. I'm not saying it's going to be Damian Jones, but it was a nice little audition for his first night. But it's a guy that plays like that. Yeah, and gives you that kind of threat.
Yeah, it was a short sample tonight's game, but a fifth-year player, Geeter, sometimes around the fifth or sixth year, they start figuring things out. And from what I could see tonight, he understands his role. Pick, roll, rebound, block shots. That was his, point of emphasis tonight. So there's potential there. We'll see in the next game or two if he can sustain it and understand. But he's long. He's got talent. He's got IQ for the game. So yeah, that just might be what we need. Not a dominant player, but someone that can come in and provide protection of the rim, set some picks, and play a big role in there.
Don't need a guy who got to run ISO plays for, Allie.
Yeah, and I actually am going to take this one step further. And, you speak of him being able to adjust and do it so quickly without any kind of practice time. But I think you also give credit to the organization and the culture that's built here. Mm-hmm. The other night he came in and we already saw him on the floor warming up before the game on Friday night. But from the outside looking in, that is what people feel and see and think about this organization. It's a tight-knit group. It's ones that have one goal in mind, and that's to win. And so if you can't get along here, then it might be more of a reflection on yourself than the situation you're coming into. Yeah. And for him to come in and do what he did, it speaks volumes on both sides.
Yeah. All right, we're going to break, guys. Still to come on Access, Damian Jones.
That's 2 games in a row where you've held a pretty good offense under 100. How important is it for you guys to play defense like that, especially as long as AD is sidelined?
It's super important. We've been emphasizing it a lot lately. That's how we win the championship. That's how we're going to continue to get wins while AD is out. We're just trying to get better every day.
A lot has been made of the 3-point struggles the team has made in the last few weeks. That was not the case tonight, especially in that first half. You guys are 9 for 20. It's kind of nice to have that added push behind the arc.
Yeah, we've been shooting the ball pretty poorly these last couple of days. Coach is preaching that eventually we're going to hit a hot streak. We shot the ball pretty good tonight. Still got a long way to go. Still got some time.
LeBron played only 24 minutes. That's a season low. How does that make everyone feel that, hey, we can get him a little rest and get a pretty easy win, too?
Feels great, man. He does a lot for the team, does a lot for us on the court. When we can get the bench in to play, at least a quarter. Most of us didn't play the fourth quarter, and that's perfect. That's how we envision it, and that's what we want to do every game.
Thank you.
Brad Turner. What's up, Keith?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How does your approach change when you start? And you started the last 3 games have been very successful, so what changes for you?
Just to be ready when the games go, man. When the games start, man. I've been a starter my whole career. I was starting in Detroit before I got here, so I'm used to it. For me, it's to get going quick. Playing with LeBron, I know early in the games, he like to fill the game out. So, me bringing that scoring punch early, just bringing the energy early, this is what I'm trying to do.
I know we touched on Keith a little earlier, big game, but doing a nice job. He's always, as Rob said, he stays ready. But just what he adds to this Laker team, a guy that was a part of the rotation during a championship season.
Yeah, he's a great example of what Laker culture is all about. And I give the front office a lot of credit for seeking him out, bringing him in, because he brings so many intangibles. When he's not playing, he has a voice. He's good in the locker room. A guy that doesn't speak much, but when he speaks, it's heard and it means something. And Geter, I said this earlier, he might be a little older. He might not start from time to time. Sometimes he might not play at all. But let me tell you something. These older veterans, when it's time to play, they can play. And these young guys know it. He puts his body out. He's physical. He doesn't allow anybody to bully his teammates. Good asset for this team.
The best thing about that, and the vets like this, they have their moments. There are going to be games where he cannot play because the guy is either too quick for him or too tall for him. But a game like this where he can guard Draymond Green, it's perfect for him. So you love to see him in a spot like that.
Strong voice in the locker room. Never afraid to speak his mind. You got to have guys like that around. You know what bums me out? I think about Keith when he came to this team and then the pandemic hit, then they were in a bubble. He's never really had the Laker fans cheering him on at Staples. I just think he's the type of guy, Rob, that they would love.
Oh, yeah. Work hard guy. I'm not going to compare him to AC Green, but he's one of those guys who is not going to score a lot of points. But they that mainstay of a team, but they come out, they play good defense. They don't do anything that hurts your team. They do everything to help your team. And he's so good at spreading the floor. He's so good at being in guys' ear. You ever see when guys come off the court, he's in their ear trying to give them some pointers and encourage them. So you got to have guys like that.
Valuable.
No question. I mean, he's a great guy to have in the locker room. He has experience. Now, you know what I like about him? Doesn't speak all the time, like I said, but when he speaks, it means something, and the younger players really listen to him.
All right, we'll be right back after this. Lakers get the win, 117-91.
8 points and a couple block shots in only 8 minutes. What did that mean to you to kind of have that effort in your first big game with the Lakers?
It felt pretty good, trying to get accustomed to the system, watching all the film of how, I'm supposed to play. And it felt really good to, see that come out to, really help out.
How was your back, and what sort of feeling did you have back there that made you say, you know what, I can't really do much with it right now?
It's just some stiffness right now. I feel like it'll be good in a couple of days. I mean, we'll know, but yeah, it's nothing like too major.
How important, Damian, is it for you to be a rim protector and kind of say, hey, opponents cannot operate that freely in the paint if I'm going to be around trying to block your shot?
It's kind of one of the reasons why, they signed me to the 10-day, trying to provide that rim protection, and create that vertical space in the offense.
Well, thanks.
All right, let's go to Kyle Newton.
Hey, Damian. With the 10-day situation, do you feel pressure to kind of to perform in this small window before All-Star break to get that, the rest of the season deal? And as a second part to that, which teammates have been helpful? I mean, Markieff was one of the guys who was talking about some of his messaging to you, and I was just wondering who has said some helpful things for you.
Some of everybody have been talking, just telling me different ways I can help impact the team. And, with the situation, of course it's pressure, but, just you gotta live up to the moment, just try to perform your best, know what you can do, and go out and perform.
It'd be nice if Damian Jones could be healthy on Tuesday when he can play against the team that cut him, the Phoenix Suns. Wouldn't that be nice, Rob?
Oh,